my beloved pals out in podcast land. Today is an auspicious day at Heavy Metal 101, a podcast that, traditionally, has at least one foot in the distant musical past. On this episode, however, we are very much fully invested in the here and now. Okay, well actually the last month, as of this recording, if you want to be technical. But still, we're discussing some very, very recent metal masterpieces. And that ain't nothing but awesome. I wanted to look in on a few of the most significant heavy metal releases of February 2025, and to chat ever so briefly about some of the bands that were responsible for those releases. This is a new and exciting mini-sode type, so if you enjoy it, let us know. And tell your friends. The more the merrier, I always say. Anywho, let's get started, shall we? Number 1. Obscura, a sonication. Firstly, let's get this out of the way. Sonication is, quote, the process of applying sound energy to agitate particles in a liquid. The more you know. My notes for this album call it really enjoyable tech death with great riffs/songs. I stand by that. For those who don't know, Obscura is a German tech death band named after the magnificent Gorguts album of the same name. They were founded in 2002. Actually, they're less of a band than they are guitarist/vocalist Stefan Kummerer and others. Last note, this album did emerge in a cloud of controversy as former bassist Alex Weber accused Kummerer of stealing his riffs without providing credit. Not great. But if you're okay with a little bit of a plagiarism controversy and interested in a mix of tech and melodeath metal styles, check out the opening track, Silver Lions. Great stuff. Number 2, Bleeding Through, 9. I cannot believe I've got 2 metalcore albums on this list. It's crazy. That said, the nice thing about Bleeding Through is that they combine metalcore with a blackened and gothic streak, and those are 2 adjectives that give me happy. Bleeding Through, hailing from the OC in sunny Southern California, have been playing blackened metalcore since 1999, and this is indeed their 9th album. They are the brainchild of vocalist Brandon Schiapati, though I think their secret weapon is keyboardist Marta Demmer. The keyboards are really the star of the show on this album, and elevate it beyond much standard metalcore fare, bringing in a symphonic black metal element that totally rips. I was hooked from the get-go, and recommend starting at the beginning with the opening track, Gallows. Number 3, Dawn of Solace, Affliction Vortex. Every year, without fail, I get swept up into the gothic romance of a couple darkly autumnal doom albums. The first such album, this year, for me, is the 4th release by this side project of the Finnish musician Tuomas Sukonen, who plays all the instruments and also performs the harsh vocals herein. While Sukonen has been involved in this project since 2005, he's joined on clean vocals here by Mikko Heikkilä, who has been working with Dawn of Solace since 2019. If you like your doom to be pretty and deeply gothic, then this album has it in spades. Check out track number 2, Murder, for a little sample. Number 4, Gatheist, The Mustache Stays. That's a funny title. It just so happens that I had literally just finished the book, Doomed to Fail, The Incredibly Loud History of Doom, Sludge, and Post-Metal by J.J. Anselmi, when this album came out. I'd actually never previously listened to Gatheist, who exist in the liminal space between heavy metal and pop-punk, but they were one of the featured bands in that book, so I decided to give their new release a spin. I fucking loved it. Ever wonder what Weezer might have sounded like as a much more metalish band? Wonder no more. Polished, catchy, heavy music played by a power trio led by Jason Rivera, who is, indeed, a gay atheist. I'm not 100% sure I'd characterize this album as metal, and the band's predilection for 1 to 2 minute songs is very punk. Still, if you want to engage with a heavy sonic good time, this album is an excellent choice. The track Break Me In is just 1 minute and 17 seconds long, and well worth a listen, as is the entire damn album. Number 5, Killswitch Engage, This Consequence. To be abundantly clear, I'm generally not a fan of aggressive verse/catchy chorus metalcore. It annoys me. That said, I've always thought that Killswitch and Gage are probably the platonic ideal for that particular formula. Their verses are very, very heavy and brilliantly played, and their choruses are catchy without being too cheesy. I'm a much bigger fan of the Jesse Leach rather than Howard Jones incarnation of the band, and their newest album sees the band and Leach doing their thing really fucking well. There are no surprises here, just fun, pitch-perfect, catchy metalcore. I really enjoyed this album a lot. I'd suggest starting at the start. Opening track, Abandonment. It illustrates very clearly what the band is up to 9 albums into their stellar career. Number 6, last but not least. In fact, probably my favorite album of 2025 thus far, Havu Krunu, Tavastland. When I first put this album on, my opening thought was, Finnish folk metal? We'll see. Look, I've got no beef with folk metal, but most of it doesn't do too terribly much for me. But then, 40 seconds in, the opening riff kicked in. And my eyebrows went straight up. Something different here. Metal Archive describes this band as pagan black metal. I'm not entirely sure that captures their sound either, but whatever it is, I am there for it. I wrote in my notes, quote, great riffs, shredding solos, catchy throughout, end quote. There's a bit of sludge in the riffing here too, which is just very badass. Also, elements of Nordland-era Bathory-style Viking metal permeate throughout. I don't entirely know how to describe all of it as it comes together, but I really, really like it. For what it's worth, their Bandcamp tagline is, eternally haunting the woodland mists and shores aflame. I don't exactly know what that means, but it says something about something. It paints a picture. Regardless, do check this album out. It fucking rules. Begin at the beginning, 7+ minute opener, Kulmatan Lulneki, something like that. And then just keep on keeping on. This is honestly probably the first really serious AOTY candidate for 2025. It's early. We shall see. Alrighty then. A wrap on your Metal Notebook February 2025. Mayhaps we'll experiment with more of this type of hyper up-to-date reflection. Perhaps we'll never do it again. Who knows? Regardless, thank you for listening. We love all of you, bunches and bunches. HM101, out.